Hi there, it's Darlene from Darlene's Creative Studio. Today is day 28 of our Creative Journal Prompt Challenge. Today I'm going to be working with a fussy cut image, and I've grabbed some of my little mushroom images here, and I'm going to create a little mini notebook as well. What I've decided to do, let me just move this book out of the way here, is create one more divider for the binder. And I added the little envelope that we created using the die cuts when we did the little prompt of using some die cuts in our work. And I've just gone ahead and glued that envelope onto the back of my divider. So we're going to make one more divider to throw in there. And what I wanted to do was add some of these mushrooms to the divider, put the pocket on that we made a couple of days ago using junk mail. So we would have a little pocket here. And then what I was thinking of doing, this is just a piece of cardstock that I folded in half and cut the shape out and punched it and rounded the corners to create a little folder. And I think what I'm going to do with this one is maybe create a little notebook that can slide into this pocket. So that's what we're going to be working on really quickly today. I'm going to, I think, add a book page to the back of this divider. Just let me find my scrap bin here. There it is. So I have some of these old book pages left over. So I think I'll use something like that. And I'm going to also do the front of this little booklet as well. So let's see what we can come up with here. Maybe that in the background. Let's move our little pocket out of the way here. And then the mushroom, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So let's quickly distress this book page really quickly. It was funny, I was on the computer this morning just looking up a few things, and I had the prompt set out on my table trying to figure out what prompt to do for today, and it just kind of popped into my head using some of the mushrooms and then creating one more divider and using up this envelope. I knew I had that one sitting there and I wanted to use it, so I thought, hey, let's just decorate one more of those dividers and pull some of the loose stuff that we had created, like this little envelope and this little pocket, and pull it together onto one page. Because I want to have everything in the binder that we've created, other than the paper sack book, which I did the draw yesterday, and a Happy Crafter one, that's Shiona, and I'm going to be sending that off to her today. I'm just going to, actually I'm going to wait till the 30th because I want to add a few more of the leftovers from our prompts. I'm going to send a couple of little extras in her little package, and I want to use some of the goodies that we've created. Some of the extras will go into her little journal. So let's just add our fussy cut on top of that, just to give it a little bit of a background. And we want it up near the top, like that. And I think I'm going to take a piece of this tissue that we had, this darker one, and I think we're just going to add that behind that mushroom. Let me just see before I lay it down. Yeah, I just wanted something behind there to give it some depth. This tissue paper is so thin, I'm afraid I'm going to tear it if I poke it too hard with the top of my glue thingy here. So let's just slide this little guy under here, right there. That's better. I just wanted a little more color under there. There we go. And then this pocket is going to sit here on the bottom. I'm just going to get my brayer here. This is such a bouncy little surface. Oops. Let's just braid that down and get it nice and flat. There we go. And I just noticed that little piece is sticking up, so let's put something under there. There we go. I just don't want it to get caught when I slide the book in and out there. Okay, so let's put this little pocket on here. And that will go there, and then this will flip closed. Like that. So let's put that, I want to put something there. So let's find something we can stick on there. Maybe just a little, maybe one of my stickers. We have these green ones too. I might use one of these little dots in here as well. And then I have, that kind of matches that, but I have that sticker as well. These little pieces of, how about that one? Let's just distress that a little bit. This was a stamp that I just got from Amazon. Let's glue that guy in there. There we go. And then this guy will go on there. So let's glue him on. There, put him on the bottom there, maybe a little off to the side, like that, and then we can just take a little piece of color here, there's a little bit of green, no, I don't like that. Trying to find something else that we can add to the side here. To give it a little more oomph. There we go. Distress that little piece of paper. Yesterday when I got outside to sit in the sun, my husband and I sat and watched some dolphins go by. We had quite a little herd of them, and they were just kind of staying in one spot, jumping up and down and getting all the little fish that were, I guess, in that specific area, but it was right in front of our condo, so we just sat and watched them jump, and we read for a little while. It was just a wonderful time to sit outside. There we go. I want to add something else there. See if I can just find a little piece of cardstock that might, that one. Going to cut this a little thinner here, if I can. There we go. This just has some words on it, and I thought that would be kind of nice, kind of down the side there. Go. Okay, so there's the front, and then I thought this little booklet could slide in the front there, and we can either have this go this way, or we can flip it this way, and I can put a little piece of paper back here. This is some packaging that I've cut, and I'm going to cut this little bottom piece off, and perhaps we can just set that there. Let's do that. And let's distress the edges of this. I guess I'm going to distress that over here. And I just saved all this packaging in my little tray, and as I'm working I just start pulling stuff out and think, oh, I know what I can do with that. Or sometimes it's nice to just go through some of the things that you've already created, and then it just gives you another idea, or something that's missing will kind of pop out. So if we put this over top of that, that will kind of cover up that little bit that's our little piece that we put there. And then I can put my little piece of Velcro there to kind of hold it closed. So let's put something behind that. So let's put some, this book page again. Let me just rip this book page real quick. There goes my watch. So we can put that kind of there. So we'll just twist that edge. That can kind of, if we're going to put him there, this can kind of go behind that. So let's put this guy on first. So you want to get right to those little edges so they don't flip up. Fill that in. Let's put him down. You can just go around those little holes that we have there. And then I have some brown paper that we can also put on there as well. I don't think I really need to distress that. It's probably already as brown as we want it to be. So if our little piece goes here, we want that to kind of be sticking out underneath it, like that. So right about there. And then I think I'm going to add another label of some kind. Let's see what we've got in our, maybe a postage stamp. Let's just pull that. That's about where we want it. There we go. So that will go there. That's better. And then we can add a little label or something there. So let's see what we've got in here. We've got a little blue one. That one's kind of pretty. We've got that one that we can put on. Maybe have it underneath so you don't see that. And that one. I think maybe go down there. Want something a little smaller. I don't really have too many that are small. What about that? Let's see, where are my scissors? I just had them. Let's take this little guy off there. Maybe put that on there. Yeah, I like that one. Let's put that one in there. So he can go on the bottom here. There, and we'll just distress him a bit. And then we can put this guy a little farther down, maybe. Then we'll wait for him. So let's add this one in. We should really put something under here. I'm just trying to think of what we can use that would go nicely there. Maybe some of that lined paper. I'll find it. Some of that maybe. Let's see. Just going to cut this down. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let me just cut this. So that can kind of sit there. So let's just rest those edges. Come on, turn. There. Okay, try that. And put that right there. Okay. It's curling on me. All right, let's put him down here. Let's just see. Yeah, that's about right there. Like that, and let's get this guy glued on. And this was a set of stamps and a die cut that I got from Tuesday morning. My husband and I popped in there the other day and found some, I think this stamp was $2.99. Some good deals. So let's put this guy in here. Again, we'll just give them a quick spray to push down their corners and their edges. And then I just want to grab some corners to add to hold that little flap down. So for this one, we want to hold that down. I'm going to add one of these little white Velcros on the top of the envelope here. And oops, and it stuck to me. And I'm going to grab one of the clear plastic ones. And I just put the teethy part right on that circle, and the sticky part is sticking up so that when I close it, it will close down on where it is to close. So now I can just hold that closed like that. I will add a postage stamp there, I think. And then this flips over, and then we're just going to decorate this front of this little booklet here. Let's set him out of the side. I was thinking of adding this little mushroom onto the front, but I wanted to add some paper or something onto the front of this. I'm not quite sure if it should go up on the top, and then that should go there, and then we can have something down at the bottom here, like a label or something going across. Oh, I know. What about one of those receipts? These. Yeah, I like that idea. Let's put that across the bottom. Like that, and then that piece on there, and then the mushroom can sit on top. Let's just distress the edge. Sorry, I keep doing this off to the side because there's more room over there. So I'm off camera. Okay, so we're just going to distress that a little bit. Sorry, my husband's getting restless. He's walking around trying to be quiet in the background here, and he's just gone to put the garbage out. All right, so let's get this label on here, right there. And these came in my studio box. I believe that's where I got those. And then this guy, let's just distress the edges as well. And this was just a scrap piece of cardstock that I had. It was one of the pieces that were left over from another project. Putting down, and then that's going to go there. I keep going to grab for my Fabri-Tac here. I have to grab little bits and pieces of time to do my recording of my videos. Because we're both in this tiny little condo, he gets a little restless and he'll come in and want to do something that makes noise. So I have to take some little windows of time here to record my videos. All right, so let's put that on there. And we'll just do our brayer real quick to get those edges down. And then we'll add our fussy cut, which is all part of our prompt. Let's add that guy on there. And again, you want to make sure you get all the little edges so that this doesn't get caught on anything and get pulled up. And that's what's nice about using that little tip on the end of your art glitter glue. You can get in and do all those little spots. Oops, and then it sticks to your finger, and there we go. All right, so let's add this guy. And I'm just going to put him kind of to the right there, and roll him up. There we go, like that. Is that your book? No. I thought it was your book. All right, and then I think that's all we're going to add to this front of this book, unless we want to add a little label of some kind, which we can do a little bit later. Then I'm going to add some paper on the inside, and let's just figure out what we want to put on the back. Just something easy, like a little piece of book page, which is here, so let's use it. Just take those little funky points off. Don't like points. There we go. And I'm going to put that off to the side a bit, and then we'll use some more of that dark brown paper, of that tissue paper. Let's just put that over here, down there, and then we'll get some of this tissue. And again, we'll just rip a little piece off of that. Maybe add that down the side. I like that. Let's do that. My gosh, it's so thin. Okay. Let's put that on there. Like that. Maybe this is where I can add that label that I really like. Let's put that guy on there. I've been dying to use this one. It's one of my favorites. And I thought, why not? Came on there. There goes my brayer. There, and then we just need something on the bottom. And maybe what I'll do is I'll go through my little mushroom pile here. I do have a couple more little ones I can maybe add. That one. How about, that's perfect. Let's put him in there, but we just need something underneath him at the bottom. So we need another little scrap of something. Got this little, oops, lined page here. Put that on there, and then put the mushroom there. There's that one. Just going through my scraps to see what else I have here. Oh, how about this? That's pretty. And then the mushroom can just kind of, yeah, let's do that. This is another little scrap that I used yesterday and the day before in a project. Okay, cut a tag out of this one. So you can put that there. Actually, that's round. I wonder if it'll get stuck in my glue. Probably. Close enough. There. I just wanted to round that corner because the tag is rounded there. And then we can just put this guy kind of floating in the bottom here. Okay. And once we get this done, I'm going to go and see what I have that I can use for paper inside this little booklet here. Put that guy on. Let's just give everything a good roll. And I'm going to try and distress the edges of this tag a bit to give it a little more rusticy vintage feel. Let's do the front. And then I'm just going to find some papers to add to the inside of this little mini notebook tag. Okay, so there's that, and then we'll add something to the inside as well. I want a piece of maybe some of this tags that I made. Ooh, let me move my little tray here. Put him back over here. My tray of goodies. Some of this cream paper. We can use that for the booklet, I think. I have this left over. These are the leftover scraps. I'm thinking of using maybe that tag as a pocket, and then maybe I'll just use a piece of this paper as a little pocket as well. It's a Christmas chimes, but you can bring it down to about the height of this pocket. Let's do that. Let's cut that. There. And we'll make another there. Like that. Around that corner, because that's going to be, oops, there, like that. And then I'm going to add that tag there, and I'm going to cut this on an angle here. And I'm just going to use my pencil to give myself an idea of where I want that to go. So we'll cut that. And let's just glue those pockets in, and then we'll find some paper to add. And I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. It just seems to grab a little better. So we only want to glue the side and the bottom of this tag for this side. Right there. And the same for this one. We're just going to glue down the side and the bottom. And these will be two little tuck spots on the inside of our little booklet. Okay, and then I'm going to do just the inside as well, and now I'm just going to look for some pages to put on the inside of this little notebook and cut them down to size, and I will be right back with those papers. Alrighty, so we're back. I've gathered some papers together. I found some scrapbooking paper, some lined paper, and these are some of those end papers from those books that I had gathered. So there's some cream paper there, another book page, some more of that, the cardstock, and then these are one of those old family history lined pages as well. So that's what we're going to use for our little notebook. We're just going to punch some holes into our spine, and I think I have some binder clips here. I'm just going to use those real quickly to hold everything in place once I figure out where the paper's all going to sit. And I'm just going to slide that guy up, and I'm going to put him more in the middle. Okay, so I'm just going to put this into the seam of my book like that, and I'm just going to clip those. Do I have a... This might work a little better. That's better. It'll hold them steady. And then I'm just going to grab my punching cradle. Now you can use, I do have this other memory keepers one. Let's try that one as well. I have this one that I also purchased from Memory Keepers, and you take this off. And you sit this right in the groove, and it's got a little V, so it pushes down into that groove, and you put these little screws back in. That looks about right, so let's screw that back in. And then I'm just going to take my needle punch, and the hole's already there for you. I'm just going to do every other one. Like that. Make sure they all went through. Then you just unscrew it. Lift that up. Oops. My screws. Put that back on. And then this is the flatter side if you want to do a different kind of binding. And then I'm just going to take my thread, and to make it 3 times the length of the book, or 2.5, whichever you prefer. Set that aside, and we need our needles. And with this wax thread, you just have to squeeze the end flat, and it slides right into the needle, no problem. And then I'm just going to start in the middle and leave a tail. I usually put that under my thumb, and then we just go in and out of, this is a pamphlet stitch, and it's just in and out, in and out, in and out, all the way up and all the way back down. That. Pull nice and tight, and then we're going to go back in and out all the way down. Just do the opposites. And this is just a really quick little booklet using some of the scraps that I had. Okay, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. All right. So I'm just going to skip the middle one. Hopefully I did that right. Give it a nice little pull there, not too tight. You don't want to rip your seams. All right. And we're just going in and out the opposites of what we just did. So I just skipped over that middle one. So the middle one, when I was going back down, I didn't, where the tail came out, I skipped it, went over, and then you go in and out, and it depends on if you have even or odd numbers of stitches, whether you skip that center one or not. So just kind of work it out, doing in and out, in and out. All right. I'm going to pull that nice and tight, and we're just going to tie that in a knot. And once you pull your first one tight, because it's waxed thread, it will just hold it for you. You don't have to worry about putting your finger down and it slipping. And then we just cut off the tails. And there we go. We have our little booklet. And then I like to, once it's sewn in, just go down with my burnishing bone folder and just fold that in like that and like that. So I added some reinforcement holes onto the fronts and on the insides of the tag. I added one of my little tags here and another one there, just to put something onto the edge of that, and we can stick one of our journaling cards that we've made in there. And then this is just a simple little booklet, nothing too hard, that will fit inside this pocket. And I also grabbed this, and I think I might add that on to the front of the booklet as well. This has another added little decoration there. And we don't want it to cover up too much of the mushroom. So put that on there like that. And that will sit inside the little pocket that we made from the junk mail. That just slides in there like that. So this will now go into our binder. And on day 31, it's a 30-day challenge, and on day 31 of January, I'm going to do a flip through of the binder and all the prompts that we've done. Oops, so it's popped out. And just kind of fill it all up, and then that's the day I'll be doing a draw for a winner of someone who's going to get the binder, and then you can use it for whatever you like. You can put whatever pages you want in it and just take out dividers or leave dividers in, but this will, all these prompts and everything will be yours. And we can add another little piece of fabric for a tab on the bottom of that. And I think I have some left. Don't know how many scraps, but let's see. I do have some fabric left. That's not big enough for a tab. Maybe it will be. Let's just rip that little puppy in half, right about there. And create one more tag for the bottom, right about there. And I'll use my fabric tack for this. We'll just put a little bit of glue on there. Let's just see where that last one falls, right about there. So let's put this guy on there. And then flip it over. Put a little bit of glue on the other end of the tab. And fold that over. Right there. And there's another little tab across the bottom of our last divider. There we go. So we now have 4 dividers, the tri-fold envelope, and the envelope we made out of the napkin. And I'm just going to tie this all up. And there we go. And there's our binder. It's getting nice and chunky and thick and full. And that's it. That's it for day 28. We have 2 more days of prompts. We'll try and make them simple and easy. Not too hard, but get them all done. And then I say we'll go through and do a little flip through of the binder and all the prompts that we've done. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I will continue bringing you as many tutorials as I can over the next year. Bye for now.